Welcome, guys. As you can see, this is an all-star lineup. Conversation is going down tonight. Okay. So, before we get started, though, I think it's time to cue the intro.
Don't know how I'm here, and it's you that I wanna need. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking good. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking good.
Welcome back, ladies. This is episode 16 of the Chelsea Ladies Show. So, yes, big ups to us for that. And as you can see, we have an all-star lineup. We are joined by some lovely Spurs ladies. I never thought I'd say lovely and Spurs in the same sentence.
Banter.
We can make an exception because that is their only flaw. Apart from that, they are amazing ladies. We are joined by the lovely, first of all, Holly.
Woo! Thank you for inviting me, guys.
Welcome to GNA TV, Holly. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you for inviting me. I'm super excited to get amongst it and get started.
Yes, finally. Do you know, I've been trying to get Tanya and Holly on for ages.
Busy. Tanya, I see you slipping. Tanya.
I'm so sorry, honestly. Guys, I'm here and I'm happy to be here. It's always a pleasure. Big up you guys, man. Big up.
Amazing. And of course, I didn't even need to introduce her. She introduced herself. Tanya is ladies and gentlemen. And of course, we're joined by our lovely regular panelists, the lovely Beth. How are you doing, Beth?
Good, thank you. I'm glad to be back. I've missed you guys. Been a long 2 weeks.
And yeah. Joyce, I know Joyce took some time out for her academic sabbatical, but she's here. She's passed. She's playing. Joyce is back, everybody.
And Bruno is barking away.
Yeah, we go to that. Charles, of course, you need no introduction. Here she is. She's telling Bruno off already. He's already up to no good. Charles, my darling. Apart from Bruno,
I'm actually just trashing my own house.
Okay. So that is what's going on.
No,
so,
I'm back. I'm good.
Welcome, and how are you?
Yeah, you know, I'm good. You know, it's been a long week. To be fair, it's been a long one. I mean, I have wine. What more can I need?
That you're probably going to need that after.
And I have Spurs fans. Although, if we're discussing European football, why are they here?
Aww.
No offense.
Already, guys.
Come on.
I'm just saying, like, some of us are in the Champions League. When was the last time Spurs was in there?
Well, to be fair, the last time they were in it last season. To be fair, so
yeah. And how far did they get?
Listen,
just remind me what happened. Remind me what happened.
I won't talk too much about what happened last year in the Champions League.
I'm gonna just say, like,
anyway, talking of the Champions League, before we get to Spurs, because Spurs do have a very big game, and of course, Spurs are now 2 points behind us in the Premier League. So we have to discuss that possibility being a possible reality as well. But before we get to that, let's talk about some good news, some entertaining news, because of course the Champions League was back this week. Holly, Tanya, I know your teams aren't in it, but that just makes it all the more entertaining watching from a neutral perspective. So we are going to get into it. Some fantastic games as well. I'm going to get everyone's thoughts and opinions. So without further ado, let's get into it. Liverpool and Real Madrid. Holly, I'm going to start with you.
I mean, it's great, wasn't it? I mean, like you said, watching it from a perspective where you're not involved in the UCL, you don't have those roller coaster moments anymore. So that's fabulous in a sense. I mean, I've ditched my UCL hat. That's in the bin. So yeah, I mean, what more can I say? It was nice to see Real Madrid playing the Real Madrid way, even though it was really strange because I sat there thinking this don't look like the Bernabeu, but nevertheless, it was good times. It was good times.
Absolutely getting smashed in a training ground. Like when you looked at the scoreboard, it looked like you know them old like scoreboards that you see at like high school games, football games, whatever. Wow. Tanya, is there any way back for Liverpool?
I mean, let's just inject that defeat into my veins. I'm so happy, honestly. I saw some brilliant performances from Real Madrid, and I think people were writing off Real Madrid, if I'm not mistaken. Was that you, Lam? Way too early to be writing them off.
Tanya,
I was not. I was not
I wasn't.
writing them off.
I'm telling you, because they've got that.
You know what? Because we did a call in on that show, and the guy came in and he was like, "I've got a question for you, Lambs, about what you saying about Real Madrid." I was like, "Listen, I apologize at the start of the show. I said I'm sorry. I said I'm
You needed to apologise,
Go
Lam.
back on your words. No.
Because they've got pedigree. You know, they're very experienced when it comes to Champions League. They've got players like Benzema. They absolutely bossed that midfield. You know, Cruz, Modric, and Vinicius Junior. He was balling out. He was absolutely boiling out. So credit to Real Madrid. They deserve the win. But is it over for Liverpool?
Yes.
If they get an early goal in that second leg, it's not over, you know. I think they have to come out all guns blazing. But I'm hoping they get knocked out. I can't lie to you. I want Real Madrid to be well up there so they can thrash Chelsea. So, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
absolute facts, and you're right about Vinicius. You know, I think this is why Jose Mourinho is so angry, because when he said he wanted Vinicius, he meant that. That's what he meant. That's what he meant. Anyway,
love it.
Shame.
love to see Liverpool once again in the mud. What did you think?
It was actually the most beautiful thing. I could just watch that game over and over again. They were getting absolutely annihilated. It was just so lovely. And it was even better because before the game, when everyone found out that Real Madrid were missing their two centre-backs, all Liverpool fans were like, "Oh, this is it, guys. We're winning 5-0. Let's go. This is the worst Real Madrid side ever." And Liverpool just forgot how shit they are. They can't defend. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh my God, these guys said he was the best fullback in the world with their chest. He assisted them.
I don't know. With Trent, you can't deny his attacking ability. Like, he's one of the best in terms of like fullbacks. His attacking ability is next second to none.
Well.
But yeah, his defending, it's terrible. It's really, really bad.
Being a defender, you know, like.
I mean, Charlotte is absolutely bursting. We're coming to you, Charlotte. Joyce, what did you think of that Liverpool performance versus that Real? And this is Real Madrid side missing their back four, their regular back four as well. So again, but they didn't even seem to matter in the end. What did you think?
I think it's just champions doing what champions do. Like, I think a lot of people, like you guys were saying, like they counted Real Madrid out, and I think and it was the midfield like performance, like from Cruz and Modric. They ran it back. I got like them in their prime. Like, they've really showed why they're still some of the best midfielders in the world. And I think that was like a statement, because a lot of people have been putting disrespect on Real Madrid because they've not had like the best season so far and that kind of thing. And I just thought like the two of them were absolutely class. Like, you know, they were talking about like their centre backs, without Liverpool fans forgetting that, you know, who are their centre backs? Phillips and the one that they picked up from the German. The one they picked up from the German. Like, it's there's just levels, but obviously like you can always come back like 3-1. We've seen people come back from crazier scorelines, so we can never count them out. And low-key, they're an easier opponent for us, so I don't want them to win, but if they get through, I will not be mad, because if we also get through, then it's probably like an easier competition for us. But yeah, it's always nice to see them in the muds.
Go on, Charles.
Trent Alexander-Arnold is the biggest fraud of this whole season. He is a fraud. Everyone is seeing what I've seen for so long. Let me tell you, he's not Euro material. He's not anything material. He's like sub-bench material. The man's overrated as hell. And anyone telling me he's good at anything, he gave them their second goal. He assisted. He was assisting. Like, cool story. I see you there, hun. I see you. Secondly, I said Real Madrid was going to beat Liverpool. Firstly, there's no way back. Tanya, you was like, oh, if they get a goal. Yeah, Liverpool can get 2 goals, but how do you stop Real Madrid from scoring? With that defence, with Liverpool's defence, how do you stop them? I'm sorry, Real Madrid were opening their defence up like they was just opening up a cupcake from its wrapper. It was easy. It was easy. Wow. There was no hard effort. Like, they was just opening it up. And let me tell you now, everyone was like, oh, Liverpool will do this. No. How shit are Liverpool this season? Shite. How are they not going to get through? You know what? Liverpool are not going to win a trophy. They're not going to win a trophy this season. We all need to accept that. They're probably not going to get Champions League. So Liverpool fans need to accept that Europa Conference is their best shot at anything, because they're going to be joining Spurs if Spurs make it to the Europa Conference League too. Oh. But let me tell you something now. Like, Liverpool were so poor. And you know what? There's not even an excuse. Liverpool still have a good team. Like, you can have injuries all you want, but Liverpool still have a good quality team. You still have Firmino. You still have Salah. You still have Mane. Where were they in this match?
The thing is,
I'm sorry, where were they? They were missing in action. Also, let's talk about Vinicius. Everyone, like, I'm telling you now, he saw on Twitter, everyone was slagging him off, like Benzema's going to get these goals and everything. He saw no one was commenting on him and everyone was slagging him off. He's like, let me just turn into prime Vinicius Jr. and, like, let me show them what I've got. Let me show Spurs why Mourinho should have been more specific about Vinicius Jr. Like, he was showing everybody, like, he didn't come to play. He earned his place. Like, I'm not even playing. I was like, everyone was like, Benzema's like the one you need to worry about. Let's talk about the 2 people on the left and right of him who absolutely did both. Vinicius got 2. I was expecting a hat trick from Vinicius, but yeah, I don't think there's any way for Spurs to come back. And I only have one reason for this.
Liverpool.
Yeah, sorry.
We're not even in it, remember?
I can't
you
deal with
stop it,
this.
Charlotte. I know exactly what you're doing.
But yeah, Liverpool can't come back from it because Liverpool are capable of getting 2 goals. I'm not taking that away from them. But unfortunately, all it takes is they can get 2 goals. But if Real Madrid get 2 goals, that's 2 away goals for them. Like, I'm going to just say, like, Liverpool only have 1 away goal. Like, Real Madrid have 3 home goals, and you know they're going to score in the next match. You know they're going to score. Like, Liverpool can't defend. Their defence is like a chocolate teapot. It's no use at boiling hot water in. It just melts. It makes hot chocolate. I don't want hot chocolate. I want a full-blown porcelain kettle that boils my water so I can have a proper cup of tea.
I love it.
Like, I'm telling you now. I'm done now.
Mate. I tell you. Speaking facts.
I don't think anybody else has anything left to add to that, Charles. So moving swiftly on to the other game also happening that night. Manchester City taking on Borussia Dortmund. Of course, Manchester City turning up, dominating on the night, winning 2-1 winners on the night. Phil Foden, star of the show once again. But Dortmund with a very vital away goal and possibly arguably a controversial decision for a goal to be allowed. This fight, I think, is far from over. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. Holly, you've been very patient.
There's going to be a lot of revenge, isn't there, for that dodgy decision? But like you said, Phil Foden, what a man! I'm so jealous of Man City having Phil Foden. He's insane, and he's so young as well. I mean, imagine I'd love him to be at Spurs. We know that's never going to happen. But
best joke of 2021.
Charlotte,
you know
I don't like this confidence. Sorry, Holly, carry on.
But he has it all, doesn't he, at the minute? And he's performing in the sides that are just incredible. in any competition they're in. And to be so young and be able to be that good is just incredible. He's got a massive future ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, and Dortmund. Could you say they are still in the tie, Holly? Can we exclude them because they did have some chances and they could have possibly very easily ended up drawing that game?
You can't write them off. The trouble is with this competition, it's so all over the place when you're trying to battle all different competitions at the same time. So I would never write another team off in that kind of sense, especially Dortmund, especially with that kind of controversy and the fact that also they have got that away goal now. So yeah, it'll be all riding on that second leg, obviously, but it's going to be a close one. I don't think it's going to be. There's going to be a lot of blood. I feel in that kind of sense, the way they've done it.
I think Dortmund are going through, and I said this even before. I just think City they've got a mental block when it comes to this stage of the competition. I think Pep is going to overcomplicate it. And I also think, Dortmund, they've got man like Haaland, and he has scored in every single against every single Champions League team, right? So he's going to be coming for blood, and I think they're going to go through. I really, really do. And they deserve it, man. After that terrible decision, they got absolutely robbed. How can Jude Bellingham get booked? Like Ederson kicked him.
And you know what?
Honestly,
You know what's even worse? They didn't even rescind Emery Chan's yellow card for the original penalty that got overturned by VAR.
It's crazy, man. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, Beth, do you agree with Holly, Tanya, and do you have a different opinion? Is it Cities, or are they gonna bottle it once again? Quarterfinal block.
I don't think I think they'll get through to the semi-City. I do. I think that's given them a lot of favours, done them a lot of favours, but I don't think they'll make it past the semi-finals. Whoever they face out of Bayern Munich or PSG, I think are a much stronger, like, Champions League kind of unit, because I think they've got that mental block in them now, City, that they just can't get there. They're not going to do it. Now, everyone's saying City's the favourite still, which confuses me. I think, no, I don't think so, but...
I think the favourite somebody else, and we'll get onto that game very shortly as well. But
yeah, but I think they're going to make it through this one because Dortmund haven't got a very good defense.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So yeah, Haaland's amazing. If he has like an outstanding game, then City might have worry. But I think now they've got that win, they don't need to do as much. They just need to make sure they don't score and maybe get a goal. So I think they'll get through this round.
Joyce, I know Beth mentioned City's very solid defence, but I distinctly remember Haaland dashing Diaz to the ground like he was absolutely nothing. Maybe that defence, maybe Diaz has finally met his match in the striker that is Haaland. Does that away goal cause nervousness and panic in City's brains, like Tanya suggested? Because that is a crucial away goal. And if Dortmund score 1-0 first in the second leg, they're through. They're actually through as it stands. So will the mentality kick in? Do Dortmund still pose a threat, or do you actually agree with Beth and that City will finally get the job done?
I think this tie is really like finely balanced, because really it goes either way, because of the away goal rule, which I personally think a lot of the time is actually quite stupid. But if Dortmund score one more goal and the tie ends 1-0, they're through. And so this tie is very, very finely balanced, and it doesn't really favour either side. Definitely Bellingham was robbed. I think that was the most ridiculous decision. And the fact that the ref blew the whistle so quickly meant that they couldn't even go back and look at they couldn't award the goal and go back and check the
It's just mad.
It means that it doesn't matter how great the technology is if the people managing it are stupid, and just a lot of them still do you know what I mean? It's a massive joke, and you can see all over social media just how gutted he was, because he went on Twitter and he's talking about it's a disgrace. He goes on Instagram and he's posting the Drogba picture,
wow.
He was gutted. And imagine he's a 17-year-old kid scores a massive goal on a massive stage,
terrible.
and they're nah,
terrible.
sorry, because your buds were half. I don't even whatever the justification was. That was BS. But I do think that it's still City's to lose. Because right now, they're ahead. It's theirs to lose. I don't know what kind of Pep always psychs himself out at this stage, so God knows what they're going to do, how they're going to set up. He just needs to play his best 11 and just go for it, because if he tries and like tries some fancy formation, does some like Christmas tree like rubbish or whatever he tries to do to try and psych himself out, then City are going to go out, because Dortmund have absolutely nothing to lose. Like the league for them is done. Like they're not fighting multiple fronts pretty much. Like this is it for them. And they've got amazing attacking talent as much as City do. Like they've got one of the best young strikers. They've got Sancho. They've got really, like, you know, Beth talks about their defense, but their attacking, they've got an amazing attack. So it can go either way. I'm really excited to see that second leg, even more so than Real Madrid and Liverpool, because I feel like this is going to be the really,
Let's get closer.
it's a really close one. So
before I go on to Charlotte, does anyone know if Sancho is going to be fit for that second leg?
That's a good point. I'm not too sure actually. How serious is the injury?
I don't think they've actually announced it yet. I think they'll announce it closer to the time.
Right.
No, I really hope they don't say nothing until literally when the lineups come out and then spank.
Yes.
And
I would love it.
He just bowls it. He just starts shaking. Oh, crap. Service for Haaland. Oh, crap. I would love that.
Also, like, whilst we're talking about Sancho, I know we're talking about England right now, but I think it's absolutely ridiculous that people are not saying that he's nailed on for being in the squad. Like loads of people believe it. Like, did you guys see Carragher, Neville?
Oh, what a load of foolishness that was! I tell you, foolishness.
Some people are saying that Sancho don't make the starting. Nah, rubbish. They don't respect him because he doesn't play in England. I think it's a joke. But
Tell him. I agree.
For sure, they're probably watching him
on
over there.
the City game.
Okay.
Do you agree? Are they still in it?
Edison deserves a BAFTA, a SAG Award, an Oscar, a Grammy, a Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award, and then while he's having his Nickelodeon Choice Award, he can be slimed as well. Sorry, the man got robbed. Jude Bellingham was the star performer. You're all talking about Foden. That's a 17-year-old kid outdoing every fucking Man City player in the whole league, in that whole team, a Man City team that's won the Premier League, and he was outdoing them. He was putting them in a spliff. Let me tell you now, he was robbed. I'm sorry that Man City's goalkeeper can't control his ball and took too long. And then Edison kicked Bellingham. Man. He didn't.
Madness.
And you know what? Aguero or De Bruyne would have gone down for that. They would have faked it for a penalty. Nah, our man, 17-year-old Jude Bellingham, a real footballer. He's not a pussy. He went round and he got that goal. That goal should have stood. Fact. And let me
tell him, girl.
Right now, just while we're all on this, actually, if you're looking at it, City aren't winning at the minute. It's a draw. An away goal counts as 2. They have 2. It's a draw right now. It's a draw. So while you're all on it's 2-1, it's an away goal. It counts for 2. Yes, suckers. Yeah, counts for 2. It's a draw. It's a draw right now. Secondly, you know Jude Bellingham's going to get the first goal in the next leg because he's fuming already. He's going to want Edison vengeance. And you know he's going to come up with some spectacular-ass goal and he's going to put Edison in a spliff. He is actually, like, let me tell you, Edison's going to go crying. I'm sorry. Dortmund should have been winning at this point. I'm absolutely fuming. That ref obviously had his drunk spectacles on and couldn't see properly. Like, the man was blowing his whistle like he was at a rave, like, do, 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 do. Like, he was blowing it like he was at a rave. I was like, hun. Take 5 steps back. Reevaluate yourself as a referee, like reevaluate your eyesight, maybe go to Specsavers. Like, I need you to go to Specsavers with that kind of call. Like, I'm sorry.
Specsavers ain't even helping that guy, man.
Yeah, I agree. Specsavers can't even help the man.
No.
The man's that far gone. Like, he's so far gone. And do you know what? I was actually fuming because it was a really good goal and I just kept getting angrier and angrier at it. Now, no matter how much you say Dortmund's defence, it should be 2-2. Sorry, not sorry, controversial opinion. You know Dortmund are going through because Dortmund are going to come back with a vengeance. I'm sorry, what do Man City have to lose right now? Did they get mugged off? No. Did the ref mug them off? Did Edison mug them off with his acting performance, which I'm sure would win best dramatic performance or like best fraudery of the season? Like, let me tell you, like, Vision Express wouldn't even save him. He's too far gone, you know. Like, he needs like some kind of sanity place. Let me tell you, I was raging. I was like, I'm sorry, how is that not a goal? How? Am I the only one seeing this? Am I the only one delusional? As for Jude Bellingham, the man's a 17-year-old superstar. He has so much potential. At 17, he's putting Edison in a spliff. Can you imagine what he's like when he's 21? Can you imagine? Can you actually imagine? Like, he's only going to get better. He's only going to get better tactically. His ball performance is going to be incredible. And for me, Phil Foden ain't got nothing on Jude Bellingham. There, I said it.
Wow.
I feel that way about it. I feel that way. You know what? We can have a conversation when Jude Bellingham's the same age as Phil Foden, right? Is now 22 years old, and we can have a conversation about how well. Because I'm telling you now, Jude Bellingham's. I mean, Dortmund didn't want Phil Foden. They wanted Jude Bellingham. So let's just take that in right now. Jude Bellingham came from like a League One team. Phil Foden's in Man City. Did they even look at him? No. They brushed past his CV and were like, nah, sorry, on to the next.
Nah.
Like, I'm not even playing. So let me tell you now, Dortmund are going to come back with a vengeance. Because when you get mugged off like that, no, but I don't want to be slimed. Actually, maybe I do. I don't know. I'll think about that. I'll think about that one. But, you know, if we're looking at it realistically, Dortmund have more to be mad about. Dortmund have more to go in with that, with their vision on, like, and they have more to be looking at it like, yeah, like, the Stockport Messi, are you taking the mick, mate? Are you actually mugging me off right now? I'm sorry. The Stockport Messi. I'm sorry. How are you putting that Messi's name into like, I don't know, what's his name? I've forgotten his name. That's how basic he is. He's like a basic bitch, and Jude Bellingham's like a Harrods model. Jude Bellingham. Hold on. I'm gonna retake that. Hold on. Jude Bellingham is Harrods, and Phil Foden is like Topshop. No, because they've gone bust. So.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Put some respect on Phil Foden's name. Were you joking?
Yeah,
well, no, I'm just saying.
Come on,
I like Topshop. I like Topshop.
He's amazing.
I like Topshop. I buy all my clothes from Topshop. But when I want to get good quality goods that get mugged off and are overpriced and they mug me off, I'm going to go to Harrods to Jude Bellingham because he got mugged off by the ref and mugged off by Edison. So yeah, that's how I'm looking at it.
Okay.
I shop daily.
Wow.
I shop daily at Topshop. But when I go to be mugged off by prices, I go to Harrods like Jude Bellingham was by the ref and Edison. I'm done now.
Damn.
Jude Bellingham, if you ever do watch this, Charlotte
Yeah, bloody hell, mate.
she got your back.
She got you. She got
Shaw
you.
has
Right?
a retired jersey for you in her.
She gets you, okay? So before we move on to the Europa League games, the last
By the way,
game.
thanks Tanya for saying it was Oscar worthy. By the way, Tanya, thank you for saying I was Oscar worthy. Love it.
Honestly, absolutely brilliant. Brilliant.
You're absolutely spectacular. Honestly, we loved it. Absolutely loved it. So let's move on to our game now. So Chelsea face Porto, obviously coming off a very disappointing weekend result. 2 very vital away goals. Arguably not a great performance, but we have 2 away goals and the W, which is the most important thing at the end of the day. And we move. Goals, of course, we still need to address some options. We still options, some positions, some problems. But hopefully, now that we have some players back from injury, we won't have to see some others start. But Polly, I'm going to go to you because as a rival fan, I'm sure you couldn't wait for the opportunity to point out Chelsea's flaws and criticize us. and I'm sure you noticed them just as well as we did. So, Chelsea Porto, I know we got the win, but what did you think of the game overall?
I mean, I wouldn't say it was convincing, was it? I know you got 2 goals, which is fair enough, which is probably, and you got a clean sheet, which is probably more than what Tottenham can do at the moment. But still,
Tell them, girl.
after you like had that disappointing result at the weekend, I mean, I'm gonna have to bring it up because it brightens up my day. I've got a lot else to be happy
Yes,
about.
Holly. Yeah.
So I was hoping you'd be like falling off a cliff, but you somehow turned it around, and I kind of praise you for that. As sad as that sounds as a Spurs fan, because we can't turn anything around at the moment in a positive way. So all respects to you, sadly, but yeah, like I say, it wasn't convincing, but you got what you needed to do, which was a win.
Yeah.
Tanya.
No, I would agree with that. I mean, I didn't watch this game because a better game was on, to be fair. And I don't really want to be watching. I don't want to be watching Chelsea because, to be honest, deep down, I knew you guys would win. I thought Porto would have made it very difficult because they look like one of those sides that are very strong defensively. But what I will say is I want to big up Mason Mount. I think this player here, I'm telling you, he's players in the league. He's absolutely brilliant. He's your best player, and that finish, oh, absolutely beautiful. I like Mason Mount, and I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people thinking I don't get the hype. You know, he's not that great, but actually, I take it all back, man. I take it all back. He's a top player, but I think Chelsea, look, I think you will go through. It's just, I think when you come up against like your Bayern Munich, even your Real Madrid, I think you will fall short. I really do. I just don't think you're at that level yet. So that's just my opinion. But you never know. You never know.
Yeah. After watching that performance, I'm not too convinced if we end up drawing Real Madrid either, to be honest. And you can sure as bet they'll have all their players back for that tie as well. And I think the biggest kick in the teeth would be Eden Hazard to just completely destroy us.
Oh yeah.
Ben, over to you. What did you think? I know we got the W, but it wasn't a good.
Well, look, so I don't really watch. Oh, man of the match. Oh, yeah, I'll talk about that too. Right, so I don't really watch other leagues, right? I just don't have time to be watching other leagues. So, you know, I wasn't expecting Porto to be an easy game. I was just expecting us to be able to beat them, right? So then we get to this game, and I'm watching the TV, and we're like 20 minutes in, and they are like Man City on like steroids. Like they're picking the ball so hard, they're like the inside of a pinball machine, and I'm getting whiplash, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening here. We're doing shit. We can't keep the ball. Our midfield is nowhere. I don't understand. And then we get a goal, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I didn't see that coming. And in half time, and then we get another goal, and I'm like, what? Okay, sure. Can vibe with that. But if you saw that scoreline after watching that game, like without seeing the goals, you wouldn't know it. But you know what, we won, so that's nice. I don't know how Jorginho got man of the match. So my man of the match is James. I think Reece James had an absolutely outstanding game, which was amazing because Trent Alexander-Arnold had a really shitty night the night before, so it just kind of makes it even funnier. But I think Reece James had an absolutely outstanding game. Chilwell did really well as well, and he got a goal. Mendy.
Not convinced by Chilwell. Not convinced by him.
No, well, I think he did really well in that game, though. I do. I think him and Reece James had a lot to deal with, so I think they did really well. But Reece James is the man of the match. Yeah.
Oh God, there's another rant coming. You just know it.
She's so reactive when you say things. You're like, oh no, did I get it wrong?
Like, do you know what that wine is? That's the battery fluid.
That's her getting ready to.
I got 100%.
Joyce.
We'll get to Charlotte. Yeah, this is the warm up. This is like, you know, the pre-season speech. That's what's going on. Yeah. I feel like we won by accident. That's the kind of game that it was, because when you look at like the stats and you look at, and if you like, like Beth said, if you watch the game, you would just think, how the hell did we win? We barely had any shots on target. The shots that we did have on target, we scored pretty much. Mason Mount's goal was like, because literally just before that goal, because I was sitting and watching the game with my family, I was like, guys, look at this pitch. Who do you think is gonna make a goal out of nothing? We have no creative players. I was sitting there slagging off the whole team, and then like Jorginho makes that pass, that little turn and the finish, and I lost my mind. I was running around like, I don't know, someone put crack in my veins because it was crazy. And then Chilwell's goal, yeah, it's crazy because you look at him grabbing the ball and you just look at that goal and how it came about, and you just look at all of our forwards. None of our forwards are doing that. Werner's not doing that. Havertz was not going to do that. Like, it's crazy to me that like our best finishers, or like the people who like you put them in front of goal, and I feel like Alonso and Chilwell are more likely to score than
that's
Werner.
crazy, man. That's crazy.
That don't make any sense to me. Jorginho and Kovacic, like, part of the reason why Werner and Havertz was so bad is because they weren't getting any service. The ball was not being progressed very well at all. But oh my god, Jorginho was getting bodied so many times. Like, physically, I don't know, he just couldn't cope. Like, it was like the game was going past him. In the first, I mean, he got better. He was much better in the second half. But the first half, it was I just remembered why he annoys me. And I just felt like physically he just couldn't cope, and I still don't understand how he got man of the match, but he got it. That's fine. It's not my hill to die on. I'm not going to fight it. But
whoever's in charge of dishing out fired need to be fired, because that was actually how Jorginho was awarded man of the match over.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Reece James and Mason Mount is just.
Honestly, I saw him hold up the little trophy, and I swear I thought it'd been photoshopped. It was from another game.
What the hell?
No, he actually won man of the match, and I was thinking, what? I don't know, but we looked so much better when the subs came on. Pulisic actually. It's one of the first games where he looked decent first time in a while. He actually looked decent. There was a bit of a spark to him. He was trying to make things happen. Giroud, he was okay. Yeah, he could have. If he had scored that goal, I don't think I understand. I would have fallen on the floor, because the way it rattled the crossbar. I really wanted it to go in, but he had a much better game. We still have an issue with Werner can't start the next game, and so like. My patience ran out a long time ago. Tuchel's hadn't, but we can't justify starting him anymore because he has no confidence at all. I don't even think he believes when he gets in front of goal that he can score, and that's a problem. Like, if you are so low of confidence that you stand in front of a goal and you just and he knows he's being mocked on social media as well. Like, I just think mentally he's just not there. Like, give it to someone else. Tammy, Giroud, Havertz, false nine, but he just right now he doesn't deserve to start. So I don't know. I don't know how we won, but we won. Just keep a clean sheet, move on to the next one, and I don't know. I don't think we're going to win in the semis because you look at the other side of the draw, and you just realize, like, quality-wise, they are so clear of us. Like, Bayern are so clear of us, PSG are so clear of us, like Real Madrid, low-key clear of us. Like, it's just levels to it. But I just, Champions League, we'll go as far as we go. But
yeah, we'll get to the semis. We'll bow out hopefully gracefully. We've had a good run.
Not too embarrassing.
Or maybe we'll win. Let's
just hope we don't get embarrassed.
It's a start because we got a young manager who got sacked, and then this person came in and won 3 games, and then we had someone who rounded a keeper, and that means we're going to win the Champions League.
And now we played a Spanish team in the semi-final and a Portuguese team in the quarter-final. Yeah.
Please.
Before we move on to Star, I just want to address this comment. A Doncaster fan back in the building, hoping we get 3 points tomorrow against Wigan. You know what? I wish I supported teams like this. So much less pressure, less stress.
Yeah.
3 points.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up.
I mean, look at Tanya, look at Holly, look at the stress. You don't need that in your life.
You don't. You really don't.
Doncaster. Charles, Porto, Chelsea.
The first 30 minutes, we were dead. Actually dead. Actually dead. Then Mason Mount got a goal. Oh, Mason Mount's ballet pivot. One touch into the back of the net. Magnificent. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. Jorginho with the assist. Congratulations. It's about time you do your job properly. Moving on to Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell. Hit Chilly B. He comes running in. He nicks the ball off the Porto player. He runs around him. He runs around the goalkeeper into the back of the net.
Oh,
let me tell you, Chilly B's goal was amazing. However, Mason Mount got robbed. He was our best player on the pitch, and he got robbed of man of the match. I don't know how Jorginho got it. He got one assist. He got an assist and a couple of good passes. That's it. Mason Mount had a good game until he was taken off. Like, how are you telling me Jorginho's man of the match? He had like 3 good passes and an assist. That's 4 passes. 4 good passes, and you're coming at me like he's man of the match. No. Dan, he ain't nothing. I'm ready for him to be sold. Bye. See you later. You can leave. Done. Jorginho's done. Jorginho is done.
Damn.
Let me tell you that. Secondly, Mason Mount was absolutely incredible as per usual. And of course, Pulisic. You're all like, oh, but the Pulisic shot was so hard on the post. It was on the bar. Was it in the back of the net? No, we 3-0 up? No, it was a miss again. Like you can actually say it was a good shot on the bar. Was it in the back of the net? Nah, I'm still waiting for him to get that goal in the back of the net. You're all coming at me like, yeah, it was a great shot. It rattled the bar. Yeah, it rattled the bar. What? And actually what? It rattled the bar.
Charlotte, you won. You won, babe.
The back of the net. Didn't rattle the back of the net. I think I'm more angry at the fact that Jorginho got man of the match. I thought it was fake. I thought someone had made a meme of him. I genuinely thought someone had made a meme of him, but no, it was true. Mason Mount got robbed. Did you not see his ballet pivot? That was a beautiful, 180 pivot. No, wait, I take that. 260 pivot. It was a 260 pivot. It was stunning. It was beautiful. Now, one touch into the back of the net. And he was absolutely incredible the whole time he was on the pitch. And what? Jorginho has 4 good passes. 1 was an assist, and that's it. Fuming. Absolutely mugged Mason off. Actually mugged him off. Let me tell you now. Anyway, moving on. We won. We're going to get through to the semi-finals. And you know what? Everyone's going to rule us out again. I just want to remind you what happened with Atletico Madrid.
Oh, come on.
No. Hold on. When we got Atletico Madrid, what did everyone say? Oh, Chelsea are going to be out. I had Man U fans bantering me like, we'll see you in the, not even bantering us. Like, they were like, we're going to be in the Europa League and you're not. Just to clarify something, we beat Atletico Madrid. We are capable. I'm not saying we are, but we are capable of beating Real Madrid. Whether anyone says so or not, or whether anyone believes in Tuchel's lineups, or whether they agree with Tuchel's lineups. No one agreed with Tuchel's lineups in the Atletico game. No one agreed with Tuchel's lineup in the Porto game. But look what's happened. We're 2-0 up. We're 3-0 on aggregate against Atletico Madrid. Don't rule us out. Because the minute you rule us out will be your biggest mistake.
I'm writing you guys out. I just don't think you're up there with Bayern or PSG.
We have more. I'm not saying we're going to beat Bayern or PSG. What I'm stating is that we are capable of beating Real Madrid. We are capable of getting through to a final. We are capable of beating Real Madrid.
And when you get to the final, anything can happen.
We are capable. I'm not going to lie, but we are capable. Do you know what? It's written in the stars for me. For me, it's written in the stars. I like astrology and shit. I'm a little bit of a weirdo like that. But just look at this now. If we beat Real Madrid and PSG ends up in the final, which I'm assuming they will do, it's written in the stars that Tuchel's side, who Pochettino's taking credit for his 3 days in the job and he wins a trophy that actually Tuchel did most of the work for, it's written in the stars for Tuchel to beat Poch. That's how I see it. Am I saying that's going to happen? I'm just saying it looks like it's written in the stars. Someone tell me there's no coincidence that Tuchel's going to face his old club. Someone tell me that's no coincidence. Because you know what? We are capable of beating Real Madrid. Just because Real Madrid have Benzema, Vinicius Jr., is their defence that solid? Nah, not really. Is their midfield that solid? Some of their players are, some of their players aren't. Same like us.
Like their midfield's mad. Their midfield's one of the best, man. It's top.
We are capable of beating Real Madrid. And
no,
anyone
it could happen. It could.
Yeah, don't rule us out because we are capable of doing it. Whether we do it or not, it's a different situation. But don't rule us out when we are capable. That's my point. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but don't rule us out because we are capable of beating Real Madrid, and we could shock everyone.
We're trying to get to it. We're really trying to get to it.
We could end up in a Champions League final. I said could to every fucker that's going to clip this. I said could. We are capable. We are capable of beating Real Madrid because I don't see Liverpool coming back from this. And we are capable of ending up in a final. So don't really know what the issue is. Thank you. Good night. See you later.
Okay. So I really definitely want us to preview this game. So we're just going to go round everybody. Let's keep it like under 15 seconds. PSG for the PSG Bayern Munich game, which is hard to keep under 15 seconds because that was a very, very good game. Unfortunately, we are swiftly running out of time. So PSG, Bayern Munich, then we're going to quickly, run through what we think of Slavia Prague and Arsenal and United and Granada. And then we will preview the big games in the weekend. So, Holly, very quickly, PSG, Bayern, what thoughts on the game and who do you think is going to go through?
Well, I was a bit concerned that I thought Poch was going to bottle it, not going to lie. But he managed to pull it back and managed to get the win. So, yeah, who knows, second legs all over the place, isn't it? You couldn't call it throughout the whole game. So it's all on that second leg, isn't it, really? You can't really call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, personally, I think it's going to penalties and I'm here for it. Tanya, what do you think? Thoughts on the game and who's going through for you? Because Bayern are still in the tie.
No, it was a really brilliant game. And you have to say, in a way, it's a Poch masterclass because Bayern dominated. They had more shots. I think PSG only had 6, but they were clinical. And Mbappe, for me, he's obviously world class. There's no denying that. There's obviously going to be that debate, who's better, Mbappe or Haaland. I just personally prefer Mbappe, but honestly, what a player, man. And I agree with Holly. I was worried a little bit for PSG because, as I said, they had a lot of opportunities to score. But if I'm being honest, if the likes of Lewandowski and Gnabry were playing, I think it's a different story. I'm not going to lie. I think Marquinhos coming off as well, that made them look a little bit shaky. But look, I can't call this one. I can't call it. But is Lewandowski going to be back? Definitely for the second leg. No. Oh, I don't know. Maybe PSG might do it. I'm going to go for PSG, actually.
Might be written in the stars.
Yeah.
On the game and who is going through.
It's whoever scores the most. Its last goal wins, basically. It's like clearly. Well, we know German teams and defending at the moment seems a bit of an off thing, and clearly PSG is struggling defending because even with Barcelona, that was like goals, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just whoever scores the most is going to go through at this point. I think PSG, those are 3 away goals, aren't they? That's amazing. Yeah. So Bayern have to score 2. I really think PSG might have this. I did say before the tie that I thought Bayern Munich would go through, but it's so tight. You can't. I don't know. I don't know.
Tanya, not Tanya, Joyce. Who goes for you? Sorry.
I didn't watch the game. Well, I didn't watch it properly because obviously the Chelsea game was on. I think whoever wins this tie wins the Champions League. To be honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with PSG, just because. But I don't know. I think for the most part, I think Bayern had the upper hand on the game, and like Tanya said, like they had all their players fit, they probably would have won. I think they've lost that kind of like clinical edge by not having Lewandowski playing for them. So I think PSG might grab it. They really need a Champions League because that's what they've been pushing millions and billions of pounds into their club for. I'll give it to PSG, but I do think it's going to be a really good game. Really, really good second leg, and whoever wins it grabs the Champions League. And also, I think it just shows like just how clear. Like you watch that game, like you look at the highlights, you look at the players playing on that pitch, and then not to go back to Chelsea, but going back to Chelsea, like there's still that gap, and we've still got like a few more pieces that we need before we can kind of be one of those big clubs. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say PSG.
And Charles, really quickly, who's going to go through for you, PSG or Bayern?
I guess who's right again? Who said that PSG were going to go through? Oh, yeah, that's me. Neymar masterclass was incoming in this match. Mbappe's goal, absolutely fabulous. Let me tell you now, like, it doesn't matter how many goals Bayern Munich get. Can you stop PSG? The answer is no. Sorry, I'm going to be honest here. Bayern Munich can get that goal. That's a cool story. But how can you stop PSG scoring? You can get all the goals you want, but if you can't actually defend properly and actually your defense is a little bit wobbly or there's any mistake made, it's an opportunity for PSG. And as far as I'm concerned, PSG got 3 goals. Sorry, who was the better team that night? Absolutely PSG. Not because of overall performance, but who managed to get that final ball in the back of the net? PSG, not Bayern Munich. So for me, PSG were the better team. Like I said, PSG in the final against Chelsea is what I believe is going to happen. I'm saying without with chess.
Lovely. So predominantly, most people seem to think PSG will slightly edge it. I don't even really care who goes through. I just want an amazing second leg game. So let's quickly touch on, we won't spend too much time, just obviously Arsenal doing an Arsenal against Slavia Prague.
I'm here for the Arsenal slander. I'm here for
Arsenal
it.
doing Arsenal, love it.
I thought this would cheer you guys up right before we preview your game as well. So, Arsenal doing an Arsenal, they went one, it was a very frustrating game, missing chances as per usual. They go 1-0 up, and of course, they're with 20 seconds left of the game, they do an Arsenal. Holly, again, we'll go around quickly. Are Arsenal going out?
Oh, I'd love it if they did. It'd be great. I mean, all the slander we've got going out to Dynamo Zagreb. I know it's Dynamo Zagreb, but still, it'd be so wonderful for all the stars to line up like Charles going on about. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Just to see them booted out, it'd be great. And then to see them finish below us would be even better for them not to have a cup as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they do get knocked out.
Tanya, are they going out? Are they going home?
They are. And look, clip me now. I hope they do go out. But like I said, I'm here for the Arsenal slander. Listen, I can't shy away from the Dynamo Zagreb defeat. But what I can't take is them coming with chest, thinking that they're that much better than us. You're still 10th and you're still shit. Let's have it right. Because Slavia Prague were absolutely awful. And they were just as bad, if not worse. And as for lack of threat, oh my God, that has to be the miss. That is the miss of the season, mate. Forget about Timo Werner, bruv. What was that from Lacazette? The amount of chances they had, even Saka, they like to big him up. To be fair, I do like Saka, and he's a young kid, but still, easy chances missed. Aubameyang, when he came on, absolutely crap, mate. He's absolutely dreadful. Abba who, bruv? Listen, like I said, listen, I'm done with Arsenal. I'm just fed up with it. Like, we're shit. There's no denying that. Both of our teams are in the mud. North London is dead. Like, let's have it right. It's terrible. But I just hate Arsenal fans, constantly taking the piss out of us when they're just as bad, if not worse. Where is their club going? Where is it going? It's actually in the gutter. It is in the gutter, mate. And, they can blame Arteta all they want, but I think they need to keep the energy with the players, mate. But do I think Arteta is overrated? 100%. 100%. They big up this manager so much just because man was working with Pep. Dead. Where's the improvement? Where is the improvement? And yeah, I needed to get that off my chest because I'd like to think, I actually don't give Arsenal the stick they deserve, but they deserve it, mate. They're shit. End of.
Oof. Do you know, I felt that from Tanya as well. I felt it.
I can't, man. I can't deal with these, though. I can't.
Beth, are they going out? Is it over?
Oh, they're going out. They're going out. It's going to be hilarious. I saw someone make a tweet, and I think they worded it the best. They said, Man United are going to run away with the Europa League. That's okay, though, because they have standards and they're not going to bang on about it for the next 10 years. Simple as that. If Arsenal win it, we won't hear the end of it. Man United win it, whatever.
I hope they don't. Honestly, if Arsenal win it, I'm gonna have to come off social media. I'm not even joking. I'm gonna have to delete my Instagram, delete my Snapchat, Twitter. Listen, Tanya don't exist anymore if they win that, because that's one thing we kind of have over them is our success. Well, I say success in Europe. If they win that, but they won't. But do you know what I would love a little bit more if they face Villarreal and Unai Emery absolutely batters them? I would absolutely love that.
Same.
That would be beautiful.
Same. Shaw, are they going home?
I mean, let me tell you now, I don't know why everyone's shocked Arsenal bottle it. They're 10th for a reason. They are 10th for a reason. Their players haven't impressed me this season. Their players haven't done anything for me. The only players that have been good are Saka, Martinez, Smith Rowe. I'm sorry, where's Aubameyang? Lacazette's miss. I didn't realise he turned into Morata. I didn't realise he turned into Werner. I'm not even playing with you. Let me tell you now, Arsenal are shit. Don't know why Arsenal fans are getting all mad about this. And this is what I really don't understand, is Arsenal fans getting mad because their team's 10th. Why are you getting mad? Why? Slavia Prague beat Leicester. Leicester are third. Why are you bothered? Why are you even playing this game? They whooped Leicester's ass and you're coming at me like, oh, I'm so upset. I'm so angry. Like you see Troops getting angry on his channel. You see AFT losing it. You see DT losing it. You see Ty fainting on the floor.
Oh, big up Ty, man.
That is for drama. That is Grammy Award-winning performances. That's Oscar worthy. Because let me tell you now, if you don't realise your team's shit by now, then you're delusional. You're messed up. Your team is 10th. Get used to the fact that you might not even make Europa Conference League.
But you know what though? Like,
I'm so sick and tired of Arsenal fans thinking that, oh, why did my team lose? Sorry, Leicester got beaten by Slavia Prague. They're third. Why are you even shocked that Arsenal let in a goal on the 90+ third minute? I'm not even shocked. Because you know why? Arsenal do this shit all the time. They do. I don't know why you're all bothered. Like, you need to... I'm not being horrible here. Like, Tanya, and I love you, but I'm not being horrible here. But they need to get into the mentality of Spurs is that you can bottle it. And I'm not being horrible, but, like, you bottle big matches. Why are they shocked? Arsenal are 10th. They're lower than you. Why are they?
They come at us still. This is the thing. This is why I say to Arsenal fans, they're the most annoying fans.
Arsenal fans, to all Arsenal fans right now. If you don't know maths, I'm about to come for you now. I know I'm from Essex, so let me tell you something now. Okay, here we go. Firstly, 10th is different to 6th. 10th is different to 6th. Let me tell you something now. You are in 10th place. You're not even in Europa League contention. So why don't you just become realists and realise you're shit and that you're not going to make Europa Conference League? You're not going to beat Slavia Prague. And however much I want... Do you know what? I've never want Slavia Prague to lose more because of the racist shit that's been going on.
It's true. That's another thing. They had one job.
I never wanted them to lose more. But, you know, Arsenal bottle it as per usual. Oh, Lambs, just to let you know, Kendall's put the show back, so you're good.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, because I was literally thinking we're not gonna have time to preview this game.
I'm ranting.
Quarter past.
I am ranting for a reason. I'm allowed to.
Arsenal, listen, they deserve it,
I
man.
didn't
They
even get
deserve
the
it.
Arsenal
Do you know what? I don't get why they're bantering Spurs. No, this is the only time I'm gonna defend Tanya right now. Now, no one hold this to me. Like, this is the only time I'm gonna. Do you know what? I don't get how Arsenal are bantering Spurs when Spurs are way above them. Spurs are competing for Europa Conference League. That's not me being a dick. That's me being honest here. Spurs are going to get Europa Conference this league. What are Arsenal going to get?
2 points behind us. They're actually 2 points behind us.
No. Don't. No.
This is why we're here. This is why they're here. And this is what we're going to get on.
Computer says no. Computer says no. Computer says no.
Serious. This is actually serious. They are too, like, we banter aside, they are statistically
Let me tell you something. They are going to bottle it. Bottleham.
So nobody thought West Ham would make it into the top 4. They are in the top 4. Okay, we are in the league as it stands. As it stands, Everton have a game in hand. Tottenham and Everton are 2 points behind us. So are Liverpool. Okay, this is serious, and this is why.
I'm being realistic here. I'm not worried about Spurs, and this is going to sound really horrible, but I don't mean it.
Shall wait for it, because we're going to get into this game.
Okay. I'm okay.
Games now.
I'm going to take 5 minutes right now.
Take a breather, Charles. Take a breather.
Okay. All right. So, of course, earlier this week, before the Champions League and Europa League madness kicked off, it was West Ham versus Wolves, and West Ham did just about make it through, and they won 3-2. Wolves couldn't pull off the comeback we Chelsea fans were so desperately playing for. That's right, Tanya, we are holding that L. Indeed. So that means we are now in 5th place, going into the weekend Premier League games. West Ham are 1 point ahead of us. Spurs, Everton, Liverpool, all 2 points behind. Chelsea facing Crystal Palace this weekend, but of course, before we get into that, Spurs with a very, 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 very big game against Manchester United. Of course, when you guys last met, there was that beautiful result, which I'm sure you guys would love to remember like it just happened yesterday. Do we think it's going to be an easy job this time round? I know you guys must have a lot of thoughts going on in your head, especially after your performance against Newcastle. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. So, Holly, let's start with you and then Tanya.
Well, it's definitely not going to be a 6-1. Let's just put that out there. It's not going to be 6 goals. We're not going to score 6 goals. And I think it's going to be a very cagey affair. I mean, you think about it, Man United are going to want revenge. There's no doubt about it. Jose Mourinho is going to want to do one over his own club. So for me, I feel like it's going to be a game where there's not going to be many goals in it, but those goals are going to be crucial and they're going to come at crucial times. Now, I think it's going to be a battle of whose defence buckles first, because with Tottenham, if our defence buckles first, we're always good at trying to get back once we've conceded a few goals. If we concede first, we think we're in the driving seat, and like Charlotte's been going on all evening, we are bottle jobs. So I think, sadly, this will happen if it does, and it's just this defence. You never know who's gonna be playing, and that's the most worrying thing. But even no matter who's in that back line, someone's got a mistake in them, and that's the most devastating thing. It doesn't matter if it's Sanchez, it doesn't matter if it's Dyer, it doesn't matter if it's Serge Aurier, whoever's in that back line, one of them's going to cost us. So I think I'd like it for us to win. Obviously, whether that'll happen is another story. But again, as much as it sounds bad, last week I think there was a lot more pressure riding on it because you guys dropped points. There was a lot of teams around us that dropped points, and that was our time to really push on. And did we push on? No, we didn't capitalise on it. So I think this weekend, where we're a bit more laid back, we probably will get the win, and it'll be out of nowhere. So I don't know. It's going to be so difficult just to see how it pans out.
I'm actually not even really too sure who I want to get the win, to be honest, because I don't want United to win. I don't want you lot to win either, because But preferably, I'd like to see a draw because that would be the ideal result for us, provided we win our game. But I don't even know. I actually think because we don't want you guys to win, you will somehow win. Tanya.
Do you know what? I think it's best that you started with Holly because unfortunately, I don't see us winning this game, and that is just me being brutally honest. I just feel really depressed about Tottenham at the minute. I feel completely disconnected. I'm tired of the Jose in or out argument now, and that's coming from me. I'm tired with these players constantly letting the fans down. At the end of the day, every big little test or any opportunity that we have to get to the top four, we bottle it. We do what Spurs always have done. We're Spursy, and we can't get over the line. And I just don't trust the defence. Regardless of Man United, I don't think they've played brilliant football, and I don't think the fans are happy. I don't know why they're not happy. You know, they're second in the league, but I think that goes with the territory when you support a big club like Manchester United. The expectations are so much higher. But I think defensively, I trust their defence more to see a game out than ours. And like Holly said, you know, it's difficult because we keep swapping and changing it. Sanchez, I mean, he's a walking disaster. He's absolutely terrible. One of the worst centre-backs in the league, in my opinion. He's awful. You know, Toby, I think he was unfortunate to miss out. And the comments that Jose made about him, unacceptable. But even him, I think he is past his best, like Jay said there. And Dyer, he probably will start. It won't surprise me, him coming back in there, because it just keeps swapping and changing. But I agree with Holly. I don't think it's going to be the most attractive game of football. I think we'll score. I think Kane will score. And if you're asking me to predict, I'm going to say 2-1 United. As I said, I don't have much hope with the team at the minute, which is sad. I don't want to come on here and say Tottenham are going to lose, but I have to be realistic about it. And I'm lowering my expectations now. I'm lowering my expectations because, as I say, they've just let me down time and time again. So that's all I've got to expect, right? I can't expect anything else but a loss, maybe a draw. That's it,
And
man.
what was your score prediction, Holly, as well?
I don't really know anymore. Like Tanya's done, it's better to go in with defeat because then you're not crushed at the end of it. That's how bad
the
things have
thing.
got
I'm saving myself, Holly. I'm saving myself.
Honestly, after the Newcastle game, I was done and dusted. I was like, no more positivity. I can't do it to myself anymore. So I wanna try and sit on the fence. Maybe go 2-2. I think it's just gonna be one of those games, like you said. I don't know whether we'll have the bottle, so to speak, to try and see it over the line. We just can't seem to do anything at the moment. So, I mean, I get a point. I suppose it's better than nothing. I suppose that's how bad things have got.
The only thing I will say, because I think Jay said it, I don't know if a couple of comments ago, but I do think that Jose is going to switch it up this game. I think he's going to be very pragmatic. I mean, I would argue we are pragmatic anyway, but I think he's going to make it very, very difficult for United. And United do struggle against low block teams. So, do you know what? It's probably going to be a dross game. Like Holly said, it's not going to be a 6-1. I would love to do the double over United. I absolutely love it. But it's not going to happen, man. I'm just thinking about our fullbacks as well. I don't know. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare.
Depressing,
it is. It's depressing, man. It's mad depressing.
I mean, Beth, do you think that Holly and Tanya should have a little bit more faith? I mean, Luke Shaw is out injured. He's been very solid and consistent for United this season as well. So I think that's going to be a huge loss for them. And again, their performances have been not great either. Somehow they've been scraping wins, which is helping them while everyone else is dropping points. But performances have not been too convincing either. You can't help but feel they are due to face the consequences of their recent performances. So do you agree? Do you disagree? Is this going to be closer than anticipated?
I think that Man United playing very unconvincing football, and they're very lucky that everyone else has been very, very inconsistent. But that being said, like, they are where they are, and they kind of do deserve to be where they are because everyone else is being so inconsistent. But I think this game screams 0-0.
Oh, God. We are keeping a clean sheet. I can't see it.
It screams Jose Mourinho shutting up shop, and it screams like Ole ball, like typical, let's just pass it and not do anything with it. It screams 0-0 to me. Yeah.
Oh, God. Can't wait.
Joyce?
I feel like with most big games that have happened this season, it's going to be an absolute warfest. I think there are very few kind of top six or traditional top six games that have, you have the massive build up, Sky Sports start doing these long montages and you're like, oh my god, big game. They suck. They all suck because there's too much at stake. United maybe less so because top four's wrapped up for them, but like there's too much at stake for these teams to really give much up for them to be super open. Both teams are going to be pretty pragmatic. It's going to be kind of a dry game. What is best for Chelsea is a draw, and I'm hoping for going to predict a draw. But maybe a 1-1. I just don't think it's going to be a good game to watch at all. Kane probably the difference. Son hasn't been good. Son hasn't really scored in a while. He's been
had a bit of a drought.
Your centre backs are a bit of a liability, like generally.
A bit.
You know what? I feel like just to brush on the centre back issue, like Spurs have it's an abomination at the back, but it's not that much better at United either. Like Lindelof, Maguire, terrible, awful. We've seen what they can do, but
I just think in recent games they've been more solid for me.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I will say. Sorry, Joyce.
No, it's fine. I just with United as well, like defensively, they have a problem defensively as well, because you look at like the fact that they're second and you look at their goal difference and the amount of goals they've conceded, especially in comparisons like Man City and some of the teams around them. They could be way higher up points wise if they'd just been better defensively during the season. Like they've won games because they've not massively, but like they're outscoring their opponents, not really because they're being defensively solid. But it's just one of those games. I just feel like in the big game, it's not going to be a 6-1. It's not going to be one of those games. 1-1, hopefully. And yeah, I mean, it's really obviously like for Chelsea, like we need you guys to not catch up because we've got a really crappy run coming. So we need everyone who's in and around us to kind of drop as many points as we can. So hopefully, fingers crossed, you lose or you draw. But
I really want an interesting game. Charles, what do you think's going to happen?
I mean, a draw is probably the best opportunity for all of us. I think it's going to be one of those overhyped games where people think Ole wants actually revenge, when you know what he's going to do. He's going to park the bus and make sure that, like, ever since the Spurs game, he's been parking the bus and making sure that no one, like, he's been struggling with that situation at how it happened. So for me, I think he's really going to park the bus. He knows what you guys are capable of. 6-1, you know that. Like, that 6-1 was the only goal, and it was a penalty that they've got against the top 6 team until the Man City game. So you know that Ole's going to come full defensiveness. Although you've got a fridge freezer, Maguire, and then you've got like Luke Shaw, who's had a redemption. I don't know what. He's been bathing in holy water. He's like parted the waters, walked through, and he's like had a rebirth. Don't know what's happened there. But you've got Lindelof and Maguire, Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Like, they're casually strolling through this match. And let me tell you, Harry Maguire is Tweedledum. I know that for a fact. But, you know, I think if you look at both teams, if you look at it statistically, both teams have a problem with defence. Both teams have a little bit of a problem with midfield, except for Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba isn't the problem. The people around him are, because they're not on Paul Pogba's level. Now, if you have people on Paul Pogba's level, I'd be having a different conversation with you guys. But it's not. I mean, for me, Kane and Son have kind of carried your team for a lot of the season. I get Son not scoring. Mate, he's carried your team for like more than 3/4 of a season. I get he's tired. He's tired. He's been carrying like your whole team and your goalkeeper for the whole season, and he's like, shit, my back is done. Like, my back ain't carrying no shit no more. Like, he's like, my back. Like, you know, I think the problem is that Kane and Son have been your best players, and unfortunately, that's going to be your downfall if they decide to leave at the end of the season. But because for me, I'm going to be honest here. I don't beat around the bush, but the only way that Kane or Son are going to get a trophy is if they leave. And that's not me being horrible. That's me being factual. Look at your trophy case. It's full of Harry Kane's golden boots. It's not actually full of trophies you've won. Like when Premier League, FA Cup, Champions League. Like, that's not me being horrible, but you have one of the best strikers, Harry Kane. Absolutely incredible player. And what's happening to him? He's 28 years old and he hasn't got a trophy yet. Like,
No, you're right. You're right. But who's got the money? That's the thing. Give us the money for him, and then we could talk. I don't think so.
We got it. I see you. I see you, Tanya, and I raised you. I see you, Tanya, and I raised you, Roman Abramovich. I raised you. I see you, Tanya. I raised you, Roman Abramovich. I raised you, Roman Abramovich. The man that
I don't think Roman
Roman Abramovich spent 2 billion on a painting. The man spent 2 billion on a painting. 2 billion on one painting. Let me tell you, we are capable. We are capable. Let me tell you, all Roman Abramovich has to do is hand Harry Kane an empty check, get him to write down what he wants, and we will take him. You know, do you know what? This is the one thing.
What Harry Kane's wants, though. You're not the one.
He's not going to go to Chelsea. He won't go to
We can give him. Whoa, hold on. A trophy is something we can give him next season. Sorry, you're telling me that we're not going to win a trophy next season. We are. Let me tell you.
I don't think that's guaranteed.
No. Let me tell you. How are Spurs having a debate with me when their trophy cabinet is full of cobwebs and golden boots?
Yeah.
And Harry Kane is going to win a trophy with Chelsea next season.
I don't think that's
guaranteed. Fitting better.
At all.
No. How are you having a conversation? If he stays at Spurs, if he stays at Spurs, he's not going to win anything, and he's going to get to the point where he's 30 years old and he hasn't got a trophy, and then no one's going to want him.
Wait.
Spurs will have ruined Harry Kane.
Charles, I'm gonna intervene.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give Holly a chance to respond because Charles, we're not talking about who has money. Basically, it is down to Harry Kane. Yes, Chelsea can afford him, but realistically, we're not even really looking at him as a target because we know that Spurs are not going to sell to a rival club, and it's never happened. It won't ever happen. So, if anything, he will probably go to a team outside of the Premier League, most likely around Madrid or Barcelona.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or City, because they're not Tottenham's actual rival. If that makes sense, but he's not going to go to he's not going to go to any like London team. Like he's definitely not going to go to Arsenal. Not going to go to Chelsea.
Okay, that's cool. I understand that, but my point is that.
We got your point. Let's let Holly respond.
My point is actually that Harry Kane is going to get to 30, not have a trophy, and be ruined by Spurs, and Spurs is going to get a backlash. He has to leave at the end of this season. I'm not saying he has to go to Chelsea, however much I want him at Chelsea because I think he'd work better at Chelsea. What I'm saying is he has to leave at the end of the season, and if Kane goes, Son goes.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying. That's my point.
Holly.
Hey. The whole point of that conversation was the fact that you saying that Kane's going to go to Chelsea. Kane will not go to Chelsea. The man lives and breathes Tottenham. Now, I'm sitting here saying if I was a player for Tottenham and I was the striker for Tottenham, then yes, I would want to win trophies. But we don't know what Kane's settlement is. He's set up in London. He's got a lovely family. He breathes Tottenham. Okay,
exactly. Moving to Chelsea works. He's still in London.
He's not going to go to a rival club when you breathe Tottenham. He's not going to go to Tottenham. No,
just to clarify, Can I ask a question now for both of you, Holly and Tanya? Okay, so you've got Harry Kane, and he's not going to move. Okay, you're going to destroy the backlash Spurs are going to get if Harry Kane doesn't win a trophy, which they're not. Because I can't see Spurs winning a trophy in the next 2 years. By that point, Harry Kane's going to be 30, going on 31, and you will have ruined Harry Kane, an incredible striker. Now, anyone can't debate me. Harry Kane is incredible. But if he doesn't leave Spurs, Spurs will be responsible for ruining Harry Kane. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Charles, because it's
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how well a player wins.
to Arsenal.
It doesn't. No, I'm not saying go to Arsenal, but what I'm saying is, if Harry Kane doesn't leave at the end of the season, he's not going to get anything. And you can tell me that Harry Kane. But you can. No. It's on him. It's on him. But it's also on Daniel Levy, because you know Daniel Levy wants to rip the price up.
At the end of the day, if you are Daniel Levy, why would you sell Harry Kane? It's Harry Kane.
Because if he doesn't get sold, you can play as well as Harry Kane does. If you don't have anything to show for it at the end of your career, it's worthless.
That's
Harry Kane
wants the mind of Harry Kane.
It's not Levy or Spurs' problem, though.
I'm sorry, with Harry Kane.
But let me tell you, Harry Kane is leaving at the end of the season, and I say that with Steph. Harry Kane is leaving.
That he was going to sign that long bumper contract to keep him at Spurs for a long time.
Because it was stupid. Because I'm telling you, Daniel Levy injected him with truth serum or some kind of spy agent that made. Let me tell you now, Harry Kane has to leave at the end of the season. He's 28 now.
Because Harry Kane's a loser.
Do you know what? That's the problem. Is that I think. But I think. You know what this is? Because you know what? We're gonna have this conversation. We're gonna have this conversation at the end of the season, and I get to say I told you so. Because let me tell you now, my gut feeling is that Harry Kane's gonna leave. Because if Harry Kane doesn't leave now, he's never gonna leave, and then he's never gonna have any trophies. He has got to a point in his. He's got to a point in his life where he's at the age where he's in his prime. He has to move now, because if he doesn't move now, he's not going to move. And if he doesn't move, there's going to be no trophies for Harry Kane.
I don't know. Look, it's down to Harry Kane at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to. Pundits, rival fans can say he has to move on. You can say all of that. But at the end of the day, I will keep saying it. I can only see Harry Kane leaving if, one, he wants to leave, he hands in a transfer request, and two, if Daniel Levy or a club comes in with the money that Daniel Levy wants, which I'm going to be real, it's about 150 plus million. And as much as you say Chelsea have that money, in this pandemic, I'm telling you now, clubs don't have the same amount of money as they usually would.
Yes,
that's a lot of money.
Manager. We have Roman Abramovich as our owner.
I can't
do you know why? Do you know why? Holly is actually going to benefit my point now. Did she or did she not just say Harry Kane wants to stay in London? Let me tell you, Chelsea. It's only a couple of minutes. It's only a couple. I know, but I'm allowed to make this point now. Harry Kane wants to stay in London. Send him to Chelsea. Chelsea have got the money. He's going to fit in right well, and he'll have a trophy next season. Something you guys can't give him. That's not me being horrible. That's me being factual.
So do you think if you have Kane, you're going to win the league? 100%. You're going to win the league. You're going to win the Champions League. Yeah.
I'm not saying Champions League, but am I telling you that we have a shot at the Premier League? Absolutely.
Yeah, you've got a shot, but I just think people think it's a guarantee he's going to win elsewhere.
I believe we can win the Premier League next season. I said it.
Okay, so
anyway.
before we sign off,
I'm going to make sure I word my sentences right next time, because that just got taken away out of context.
When you watch this back, you will when you watch this back with less wine in your system, you will understand.
I have said on several occasions when I have not got wine in my system that I believe we can win the Premier League next season.
No, that's not the point I'm making. Carry on, Tanya. Move on. I'm not Tanya. Lambs, move on.
Don't worry. Listen, Holly, they all just wish they had Harry Kane. That's all it is. And they don't have
I'd love a striker that could score. That would be great. What does that
I mean, you wish. I mean, it's a shame that you can't give him a trophy, but I'm sure you can
that it remains to be seen. But we're in a final, and as much as I don't think we can't win it, there's every chance we can win a trophy this season. Then what are people going to say? people are still going to say, "Oh, it's only a League Cup." It's like you can't win, can you? You
No,
can't
no.
win.
No, of course not.
Simple or not, I'll take it.
If you won the FA Cup, I would full blown be like, congratulations, you won it. However, the likelihood of you beating Man City, as you've just gone and said that half your team is shite
Yeah,
and that Harry
it's
Kane's on a
unlikely,
great,
but it could happen.
the
Well, you
unlikeliness
need to win it.
is it's like 95% to 5% Spurs winning it. Is that 5%? Actually, no, 3%. I'm gonna be generous, 3%.
Anyway, sorry, Labs, continue.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, we are all here to have a discussion. So I just literally, I think everybody definitely needs to go out, get some fresh air, walk around. I don't know about you, but woo,
Woo!
damn.
Thank you. Look at that. Thomas Tuchel is top manager, so we can win the Premier League.
I'm just going to final words before we all sign off. Everybody just give your one, just say the score prediction for Chelsea and Crystal Palace. Holly, let's start with you.
Oh, don't have a clue. I'd love you to bottle it, but I don't think it's going to happen. I reckon you'll win 2-1.
Tanya?
2-0 Chelsea, man. That's an easy win. Easy win.
Beth?
Palace are rubbish, but that means they give us like a really hard game, so that's fun. I think it'll be tight and 1-0 to Chelsea.
Joyce?
Yeah, I agree with Beth. 1-0 Chelsea.
And Charles?
I'm going to agree with Holly. The only time me and Holly are probably going to agree this evening, but I'm going to agree with her and say 2-1. You know, I agree. I think Crystal Palace are capable of getting that goal, so I'm going to say 2-1. I'm never going to underestimate a team, and Crystal Palace are capable of getting a goal. We've seen that before, so I'm going to say 2-1.
Not West Brom gets 5.
Amazing. All right. So thank you all for tuning in to what's been a very interesting show.
You're right there,
what's going on?
Lambs.
You okay
Yeah,
now?
no, sorry. Yeah, my screen just literally just bugged out there for a second. I don't really know why. But yeah, Anita's joining us.
Anita!
Yes, Anita, you might be glad. You might be glad.
Oh, I tell you, you missed it. You missed it.
It's been an interesting one.
I'm not even sorry. I'm not even sorry.
So before we go, I really think my screen just did it again. I don't even see. I think even my screen's just had enough of the stream.
It's had it.
Your screen has had enough of me. Your screen's been like, nah, I'm done with Charlotte. Like, see you later.
Right, so everybody, please shout out where everybody can find you, your YouTube channel, socials, all of that. Holly, let's start with you.
So you can literally just find me at my name. Oh, it's over here or over there. I don't even know anymore. At Holly Akenbar on everything because I thought it was quite simple, and then I realised I had a dodgy surname. So that's pretty much where you can find me at.
Amazing. Tanya, tell the peeps where they can find you.
So you can find me on Twitter at Tanya_Leona. You can find me on the Football Terrace, Midnight Vibes, that Tottenham show. And yeah, check out my podcast that I do with 3 of my guys. We'll talk about that later. Footballing podcast. Just released a new episode on Wednesday. So yeah, follow us at Retottle Official. And yeah, I'm here, there, and everywhere.
Yes, get to follow Lewin. Beth, where can the people find you?
Find me on Twitter at KingKaiFC, which is there we go. And I'm on here. I'm on Fridays at 8. And straight after this will be on the Football Terrace. We're doing unpopular football opinions. So that's going to be interesting.
Yay.
Amazing. And again, once you guys are done, head on over to the Football Terrace because that's also where Shah will be on afterwards as well. There you are, Joyce. Joyce, where can the people find you?
Wow. I always get surprised when this zooms in on my face.
Same.
Here on a Friday at 8 with these ladies. Occasionally I'll pop up on Gold Diggers on a Sunday/Thursday/ whenever they stream. And I'm on Twitter and Instagram with my app, which is, I'm not going to point because it's always wrong, but yeah, there you go.
Amazing, amazing. And last but certainly not least, Charles, if you still have any breath left after the stream, tell the people where they can find you.
I got this, don't worry. You can find me on Strong TV for my YouTube channel. We're doing WrestleMania watch-alongs for Saturday night and Sunday night 1 and 2. It's probably just for the banter. We're going to be entertaining your night because WrestleMania is going to be shit. But there's only like 2 good matches, so we're going to be entertaining you. You've got Slens and Prime. What more could you want? Anyway, you can find me at Charl_Strong on Twitter and Instagram. Check it out. Follow me and subscribe on Strong TV, and make sure you subscribe to this channel immediately. If you're not, you suck. Done.
Woo!
Yes, indeed. I couldn't have put it better myself. Make sure you follow all of these lovely ladies on their socials, their YouTube channels, the podcast, everything that they are involved in. And you can find my socials. I'm on Instagram, and everything's in the description box, along with ads, Jem and Sophia as well. Thank you guys for tuning in with us and bearing with us as well. It's been an interesting one, as usual, ladies. Holly, Tanya, thank you so much for.
You are welcome. Thanks for having us, man. Thank you.
I hope the Spurs banter wasn't too bad. I'm sure you're used to worse usually.
Used to it.
But thank you guys once again. I know how busy you guys are as well. So thank you. And once again, big ups to everybody in the comments, and like, subscribe. We are out.
It's like it's free time when it's free time. In the dance, they have to take a glance.